Samson is a biblical figure known for his extraordinary strength, which he derived from his uncut hair as part of a Nazirite vow. This story is primarily found in the book of Judges, chapters 13 to 16, in the Holy Bible. Samson fought against the Philistines, who were oppressing the Israelites. His most famous exploits include defeating a lion with his bare hands and collapsing the temple of Dagon, killing many Philistines, but he ultimately fell victim to betrayal by the woman called Delilah, who cut his hair and led to his capture. His life is often seen as a tale of strength, betrayal, and redemption. Samson's parents were Manoah and his wife, who is often referred to as Manoah's wife in the biblical account. They lived in the town of Zorah, located in the territory of Dan. Samson was born in this region as part of a divine plan, as outlined in the book of Judges in the Bible. Manoah's wife did not have ability to give birth, but the angel of God showed to her and said, "Look, you don't have ability to give birth, but you will conceive and you will give birth a male child, and do not drink any wine, alcohol, also do not cut of his hair, because he will be man of God since in the stomach. He will start serving Israelites from the Philistines." After that, the woman told her husband all that happened. Amazing story starts during Samson's marriage, when Samson went to Timnah and saw a young Philistine woman, and unfortunately when returned to home said to his parents, "I have seen a Philistine woman in Timnah, now I want to get her for me as my wife." His father and mother said to him, "Is not there an acceptable woman among your relatives or among all people? Must you go to the uncircumcised Philistines to get a wife?" Then Samson replied again to his parents, "Get her for me, she is the right choice for me," but his parents did not know that this was from the Lord, who was seeking an occasion to comfort the Philistines. At the time they were ruling over Israel. His parents agreed with him, and by the time he went to Timnah, during the time he was approaching to Timnah, suddenly he saw a young lion coming towards him. Because he was man of God, the Spirit of God came powerfully to him and gave him enough strength, and within a minute he fight with the lion with his hands and tore the lion apart with his hands, and it was a young goat. And he never told his father or mother about what happened. After that he met with the woman, he talked to her and he loved her. Another amazing story is when he saw the lion carcass and swarm of bees and some honey when he went back to marry her. With no worry, he scooped out the honey and he ate with his hands. He also provided it to his father and mother, they also ate it, but as usually he did not say anything, even where he took the honey. One day when Samson went to Gaza, he saw a woman who was a prostitute, he went to spend night with her. At the same time, people of Gaza said, "Samson is here." They surrounded the house aiming to kill him, but Samson did not sleep the whole night. He got up and took off the doors of the city gate together with the two pots. They did not able to kill him. Later on, he fell in love with a woman in the valley of Sorek whose name was Delilah. After the rulers of Philistines knew this, they went to her and said, "If you can lure him into showing you the secret of its strength in such a way that we can overpower him, each one of us will give you 1,100 shekels of silver." Delilah started asking Samson the secret of his strength, thinking that when she will succeed, the 1,100 shekels of silver will be provided to her. For the first time, she said to Samson, "Tell me the secret of your strength and how you can be tied up and subdued." Samson answered to him, "If anyone ties me with 7 fresh bowstrings that have not been dried, I will become weak as any other man." Delilah reported to the Philistines' rulers. They brought her 7 fresh bowstrings that have not dried yet, and she tied him well, while the men hidden in the room. Then Delilah said to Samson, "Samson, wake up, the Philistines are around you." Suddenly he snapped the bowstring easily as a string snaps when it close to fire. Delilah stayed annoyed, and said to Samson, "You have made a fool of me, you lied to me. Come now, tell me how you can be tied." Samson said to Delilah again. She tried to tie him as he told her with the man hidden in the room, and when she makes him wake up, it did not work. Samson lied her 3 times, Delilah did the same thing so as to know the secret of his strength. Delilah said to Samson, "How can you say you love me while you are confiding me? This is the 3rd time you have made me fool and you have not told me the secret of your strength." After that Samson told her everything. Samson said, "No razor has ever been used on my head, because I have been a Nazirite to God from my mother's womb." If my head shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as any other man. Finally Delilah went to rulers and told them that she already know the secret. They gave her the pieces of silver as they agreed with her. After putting him to sleep on her lap, she called for someone to shave off the 7 braids of his hair, and he began to subdue him, and his strength left him. Then she called, "Samson, the Philistines are upon you." He awoke from his sleep and thought, "I will go out as before and shake myself free," but he did not know that the Lord had left him. So the Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes and took him down to Gaza, binding him with bronze shackles. They set him to grinding grain in the prison. The hair on his head began to grow again after it had been shaved. Death of Samson. After they kidnapped Samson, the rulers of Philistines offered a great sacrifice to Dagon, their god. They were celebrating while saying, "Our god Dagon has delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hands." They shouted, "Bring out Samson to entertain us." They bring out Samson out of prison. Samson hold the 2 central pillars of the temple and said to God, "Sovereign Lord, please remember me. Please God, strengthen me just one time more, and let me with one blow get revenge on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." God did miracles to Samson. He pushed the pillars, the temple came down with all people, about more than 3,000 and more, with all Philistines' rulers. Finally, his brother and mother went to take his body and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol in the tomb of Manoah his father.